Hi friends, Krista here. Thanks for stopping by Books and Jams. I'm very excited because today I'm going back to my TBR game that I created for 2024 called Flip and Roll. And I'm so excited because I feel like it's been a while since I've actually played the game. I did not play in July because it was my birthday month and I just wanted to give myself freedom to mood read. And then I did not play in August because I was doing catch-up-a-thon and other things and just decided not to play the game in August. But here we are, it's September, time for my September TBR, and I'm gonna get back to the game. I do have a few series books on my mind. We're gonna see what the game gives me first. At the end, I might share a couple series books that I'm interested in continuing for series September, but I'm hoping the game gives me a couple series books as well. We'll see. And then I do have 2 Patreon reads that I'm hoping I can fit in there as well. So we're gonna just kind of see what happens first, and then I'll tell you about those ones at the end. So I don't have a wrap up of the previous month because I didn't play for July or August. So we're just gonna dive right into September and see how it goes. If you haven't been around for very long, or if you're not familiar with my game, Flip and Roll is a game where I flip a coin and roll a die, and the combination of those decides what I'm going to read and how I'm going to choose what I'm going to read. So originally I thought I would flip a coin. If it's heads, I would choose from a jar of prompts to pick my book. And if it were tails, I was going to choose from a spinner wheel. And then from there, I would roll a dice 5 times to pick a category. 1 is NetGalley, 2 is Book of the Month, 3 is Book Exchange, 4 is Recommendations Cart, and 5 series. 6 is a 5-star prediction or a free choice. One of you suggested instead of flipping the coin at the beginning and doing either prompts or spinners for the whole TBR for all 5 rolls, flip for each roll, because maybe some will be prompts and some will be spinner, and I thought that that was a great idea. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm gonna start right off with a roll. I'm just gonna roll into this little puzzle sorter. And I got 5, which is series. That's so perfect. I love it. So am I gonna get to choose from a prompt, or am I gonna choose from a spinner wheel which series to do? Let's see. Remember, heads is prompts, tails is spinner, and it is heads. So I'm gonna go into this prompt jar. These prompts were all given to me from my patrons. So let's dig around in here to get a prompt, and then I'm gonna see if I can come up with a series book that would fulfill this prompt. Ooh, gifted to me. That's pretty easy. That's pretty easy because you all are so stinking generous. I'm hoping to finish up a few series this September. I don't have the little paper in here. I usually put the paper inside, but I think the person who gifted me this gave me a couple different books. So I can't remember off the top of my head, but The Wild Robot Protects by Peter Brown is the 3rd book in the Wild Robot series. The first is The Wild Robot, and the movie is coming out soon about that one. And then we have The Wild Robot Escapes, which I really enjoyed as well. Not quite as much as the first one, but then we have The Wild Robot Protects, which is the 3rd one. And we're going to continue to follow Roz, our lovely robot. And we're going to continue with some just really cute illustrations of the animals. And there's Roz standing on a rock. Yeah, I love the illustrations. I feel like this is a great read aloud series. It is middle grade, and it's the first one on my TBR for September. Perfect. Now we're going to roll again for roll number 2. Ooh, we've got a 1, which is NetGalley. So for my NetGalley, I do have some series books on my NetGalley, but let's see if we're gonna have to do a prompt or a spinner wheel. It is heads again, so we get to do a prompt again, which I'm very excited for because that gives me a little bit of choice in the matter. Let's see. Okay, this says, an ugly cover. An ugly cover. Okay, let me look at my NetGalley books. I do have a stack of NetGalley books here. Let me see what I can come up with for this one. Okay, I found 2, and I don't like the covers of either of these. So one of my older books is The Paris Hours by Alex George. This is a historical fiction. And then we have The Night We Burned by S.F. Kosa, which is more contemporary about a girl who escapes from a cult and then becomes a journalist and ends up writing about that cult or something along those lines. So I think because this is like my second oldest NetGalley book on my shelf, I'm gonna go ahead and go with the Paris Hours. Even though I do wanna focus on series, I don't have to only read series. And because this is a little shorter, maybe it'll be a quicker read. Plus it'll knock out one of my really old NetGalley books. This one was published in May of 2020. So I should probably read it. All right, so there we go. That's book 2, an ugly cover. It just has like people sitting at tables. There's nothing really compelling except the feel of it. It's very buttery. Okay, let's do roll number 3. Give me a 5 or a 6. That is free choice. I don't have a spinner for free choice. So let me go ahead and pick a prompt anyway so that it gives me a little bit of direction and see if I can choose any book that I want from any shelf, anywhere. Lowest rated on Goodreads. Oh, what a free choice is that? Yikes. Let me look at my Goodreads and I'll tell you my 3 lowest rated on my owned TBR. And then I'll choose from those. That's sad. Okay, these are my 4 lowest rated books on Goodreads. So much for ever doing this as a video because here we are doing it in my TBR. The lowest rated with a 2.82 is Confessions of a Curious Bookseller. Why is it so low? By Elizabeth Green. I don't know. I might have to go in and like look at reviews and stuff. Maybe that will be a video this month. I'm going to keep all these out because I'm curious why these are so low. So this is a 2.82. It's a bookish book. It's huge. I don't know why it's so low. It has 8,828 ratings. I don't know. I mean, I'm interested in it. I put it on my wish list and someone sent that to me. I didn't realize it was so low on Goodreads. My second lowest one was a cover buy that I just recently picked up in McKay's this summer. This one has a 3.06. Only 682 reviews though. Very, very low rating numbers. So maybe it's just that not a lot of people have read it or it hasn't found its place in the right hands. So I'm curious if this is something I would like. It's a little bit of a boarding school story. I mean, I like that. Feels good for the fall. Maybe it'll be actually good to just hasn't been read by enough people. The third one is a middle grade, Nothing But the Truth. This one has a 3.2 rating with 11,875. This one has the most ratings of all of the 4 lowest. And it did win a Newbery honor. So why is it so low? Curious about that. It is written as a play. So I feel like this will be a super quick read. There's like things like that, little memos, but also, yeah, you could see that it's written as a play. A documentary novel by Avi. I don't know. Curious. And then the last one is something that I just added to my Pingle cart in order to get the amount that I needed for shipping for a discount or something like that. This one is Mozart's Last Aria by Matt Reese. It is a cover that's appealing to me. Does look like a good wintry setting book. And this one has a bit of a mystery surrounding Mozart and his sister in 1791. So it's historical fiction. Someone compared this to the Da Vinci Code, but with masons and musical instruments. So I'm curious about that kind of scavenger hunt, like follow the clues, but around music. To me, that sounds like it's going to be really good. This has a 3.22 rating. And again, only 1,770 people have rated it. So maybe it just hasn't found the right reader. Honestly, I think I'm most excited about this one because it just feels like school to me. And there's less than 1,000 people have rated it on Goodreads. So I'm going to add this one to my TBR, but I might do a video this month of my lowest rated books and add the 5th one in there as well. And just kind of see why they're low, maybe try a chapter. If you're interested in that, let me know. But this is the one, Briarwood School for Girls is going to be my free choice pick of lowest rated on Goodreads. Not a great option for a free choice, but we're putting it on there anyway. And it's kind of shorter and I just got it. So that would be great. Reading a book that I've recently purchased, but I'll keep these ones nearby. All right, roll number 4. Here we go. What's it gonna be? 6 again, free choice again. This time I'm gonna not choose a prompt. I'm just gonna go with free choice because I don't have any current 5-star predictions. I might be doing a video about that for the fall, but right now I don't have any 5-star predictions. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the pile my Patreon book club book for the month of September, which is The Diamond Eye by Kate Quinn. This is a historical fiction about a librarian turned sniper in World War II. What? I've read Kate Quinn before, really enjoy her writing. She doesn't shy away from the harsh realities of a wartime setting. And I like that about her writing. It doesn't feel glossed over. It doesn't feel trite. It feels important and meaningful. And I'm very excited. And it's based on a true story. So fabulous. So this is going to be my Patreon book club book for the month of September. So I'm thrilled to get it onto my TBR. And finally, one more roll. We're going to do it again. Shake, shake, shake. 3, which is book exchange. Sweet. So I have a whole cart of books sitting to the right of me here that are gifted to me from my BookTube besties, Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand, Amanda from On the Middle Shelf, and Lindsay from Lindsay's Little Library. And I have a whole cart of books that they've given me over the last few years. And it's a goal of mine this year to read 12 of them, at least one a month. I'm a bit behind, so perfect that we get one of those onto the TBR. Let's see if I have to choose a prompt or choose a random number. Let's see. Oh, we do have tails. So I'm going to be dictated what I'm going to read. I do not have a spinner wheel for the cart, but I do have a spreadsheet, because of course I do. So let me go ahead to my spreadsheet, and then we will have our little friend Alexa pick us a number. Let me see how many are on here. So some of these are red. I keep them on here because I have a list of all of them. It is alphabetized by title. I do take out the word the. I keep A in there because there's not that many, but I did take out the word the. So it's alphabetized by title, and there are, let's see, 2 through 117. Okay, Alexa, choose a number between 2 and 117.
Here's a number between 2 and 117. It's 64.
64. Okay, let's see if I've read 64. Sorry, I'm not showing you this time. I didn't think to get QuickTime ready to screenshot my screen. 64, I have not yet read. Okay, let me find it so I can tell you what it is. Okay, turns out I've unhauled that one. It was The Lost Jewels by Kirsty Manning, and I don't have it on my cart. So I must have unhauled it. I don't remember unhauling it, but it's not on my cart and it's not on my shelf, so it must have been unhauled. Let's pick another number. Alexa, choose a random number between 2 and 117.
Here's a number between 2 and 117. It's 30.
30. Okay, let's try this again. 30 is Court of Miracles, and I just saw that, so I know I have it. It's a hardback, and those are always a little harder to get off the cart. Okay, so I do have this one. It is, I think, a fantasy, The Court of Miracles by Kester Grant. This one was from Amanda in 2021. Fun. What is this about? Never steal from a thief. Drawing inspiration from Victor Hugo's Les Mis, which I love, and Rudyard Kipling's The Jungle Book, Kester Grant weaves a mesmerizing tale of cruelty, passion, and vengeance as one girl's vow to save her sister takes her from the city's dark underbelly through the glittering court of Louis XVII and to the dawn of a new revolution. Okay, so that's going to be a historical retelling of Les Mis with a little Jungle Book thrown in there. I'm very excited. So there's like high court people, but also like on the streets, there's a guild called the Wretched, or a court of criminals called the Wretched, and there are 9 guilds among the Wretched, and our main character is going to be part of the Thieves Guild, and she's really good at thieving. She's almost like a legend among the Wretched. It sounds really good. I think it's historical fiction. I don't know if it's fantasy at all. Nothing in that description talked about anything fantastical, so very cool. Not a book I'm familiar with, and one that sounds really good. So that's the 5th book on my Flip and Roll TBRs. Just as a reminder, we have a series book that was gifted, The Wild Robot Protects, a Neck Alley book with an ugly cover, The Paris Hours, lowest rated free choice at Briarwood School for Girls, free choice that I didn't pick a prompt for, The Diamond Eye by Kate Quinn, and then a random number generated Christmas book exchange book, The Court of Miracles. So that's a fun TBR. It doesn't feel overwhelming. I am very excited to have those read this month or next month. I also have my Patreon pick. Each month I allow some of my patrons to recommend a book to me. I pick one out of the cup, and for September I picked Chai Time at Cinnamon Gardens by Shankara Chandran. And this was a gifted book to me by Lee, and it was her choice this month for me to read this one. This is about an old folks home, and there's a mystery surrounding it. I think it's about to be shut down or something along those lines. It looks like it's going to be a light and fluffy kind of cozy type of read. I've heard that it's much heavier and darker than that. There's a lot deeper issues going on. So I'm here for that as well. So I'm very excited to read this. It's about family and memory, community and race. It's ultimately a love letter to storytelling and how our stories shape who we are. So I'm very excited to read this one. Add that to my TBR as well. I have a few series books that are kind of priorities for me, I guess, at this moment. I think I'm going to save them though and do a whole separate series September TBR and talk about each of the prompts on our bingo board. I host series September with Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand, and we have a little bingo board this year, and I'll go through each of the prompts on the bingo board and choose a book that could fit each prompt. I think I'll do that in a separate video because this one's already getting long enough. So here is my official TBR for the month of September. Only one book on here is part of a series. But that's okay, because you'll hear about more soon. But there we have it. I would love to hear from you down below. What are you most excited to read in the month of September? And anything else you want to chat about? Thank you so much for watching and spending a bit of your day with me today. I really appreciate it. I hope you're having a wonderful day or evening. And I'll talk to you in another video very soon. Bye. Bye.